sitting on the phone, throwing fire.
Saying that, in fact, he doubled down when he went for Thanksgiving, saying that IJAW only gets involved in criminality, you know, and oil bunkering and some other stuffs. It is very shameful indeed to have had these remarks. For him to have referred to the IJAW nation as a minority is truly sad. Because one would begin to wonder, is it, when did WIKE become an intellectual to start talking about issues of history, in Bayelsa, or issues around ethnic nationality? Who appointed him as a historian? He does not have the credential, the capacity, or the quality of intellect to comment on such subject matters. If it was about identifying 21 years or 28 years or different types of whiskey, then he will be most qualified. But in terms of his historical issues around ethnic nationality, he does not have the credentials to do so. The IJAW nation is the 4th largest ethnic group in Nigeria. 4th largest ethnic group in Nigeria. For anyone to say anything to the contrary means it's either the person is deluded, the person is ignorant, or intentionally mischievous. It's important to note that even in Rivers State, where the Honorable Minister comes from, the IJAW nation occupies about 12 local governments in the state. 12 local governments in the state. And the IJAW nation is represented in almost every state in the Niger Delta. In Rivers State, for instance, the Abua local government, partly occupied by IJAW people. Then Ahoda West, partly occupied by IJAW nation. Then the Akokotoro as well. Andoni, Asari Toru, Boni, Degema, Okrika. Then Ogubolo, then Opobo and Unkoro. Then Port Harcourt is partly occupied by the IJAW nation. In fact, it is noteworthy to say that the IJAW nation is not only restricted to Bayelsa, to Rivers State alone. The entire 8 local governments in Bayelsa State is occupied by the IJAW nation. In Akwa Ibom, we have about 7 local governments that is occupied by the IJAW nation. We have the Eastern Obolo, Ibeno, Umbo, Oron, Ofong, Uruka, then Okoba and Udong Oku. In Delta State, we have about 6 local governments occupied by the IJAW nation. We have Bomadi, we have Burutu, we have Pantani, we have Warri North, we have Warri South, we have Warri Southwest, all occupied by the IJAW nation. In Edo, the IJAW nation partly occupies 2 local governments, just like in Ondo. In that Edo, 3 local governments in Edo. In Ondo, 2 local governments. In Ondo, we have Esaudo and we have Odigbo local governments occupied by the IJAW nation. While in Edo, we have Ikpobaoka, Ovie Northeast, Ovie Southwest, all occupied by the IJAW nation. So for any whiskey-taking person to infer that the IJAW nation, the almighty IJAW nation, is a minority, is truly laughable. If not for the IJAW nation, even the so-called 13% derivation that the Niger Delta is enjoying today will have been a mirage. Are we talking about the sacrifices of Isaac Daka Boro? Are we talking about the sacrifices of Ken Saruwiwa, people who laid their lives? Are we talking about environmental activists who fought against Shell, Mobil, and all the oil pollution of oil and gas in the Niger Delta that have laid down their lives? Even the River State that we're talking about, is it not the IJAW nation that created the struggle? The creation of Bayelsa State and other states in the sub-region. Is it not the struggle of IJAW people that made this happen? For anybody to think that because today there are something in Nigeria that they can look down on the IJAW nation because you're having a dispute with a governor and you begin to talk that, it's like when you are fighting a political foe, you start talking against Yoruba people, or you start talking against Fulani people, or you talk against Hausa people. As of today in Nigeria, and you can fact check the things we are saying, the IJAW nation is the 4th largest ethnic nationality after Igbo, Yoruba, and Hausa. So how can anybody say they are minority? The FCT minister, WIKE, his people, they are minority in Rivers, but they are governor. His people only occupy 4 local governments in Rivers State. The IJAW people occupy 12 local governments in Rivers State. And you turn around and say that IJAW people are minority. And yes, he actually said minority of the minority. You can imagine, how can people who occupy 12 major local governments in Rivers State be minority? People who occupy so many local governments in Delta, people who occupy 8 local governments in Bayelsa, people who occupy 3 local governments in Edo, people who occupy 2 local governments in Ondo, how can they be minority, for God's sake? How can you try to insult and communalize the struggle of Paklak and other notable IJAW sons? Even the militants that he was talking down on, the militants, have they not done more for Niger Delta? Okay, what has Wike done for Niger Delta? What has he done for Rivers? What has he done? Aside cornering, somebody was cornering almost 13 to 16 billion IGR monthly. While you were governor, you were under declaring IGR. Somebody came and started declaring almost 16 billion IGR more. The person did not build more infrastructure. The person did not do anything. All the person did was to be transparent. That's the only contribution to nation building. And all these demolitions he's doing in Abuja. The man, he just renovated International Conference Center for 39 billion. 39 billion is not 3 billion. It's not 390 million. 39 billion. That ICC that we all know. Are you building a new building? Even if you are building a new building, shouldn't be more than 3 billion. 39 billion. If they try this kind of thing in China, it will have been shot. Be a firing squad. Nobody is holding them accountable. We are not interested in all this one they are doing. But because of complacency, you now face the IJAW nation. You can do your fight with Governor Fubara without ridiculing the IJAW people. Just like if anybody wants to do their fight with a Yoruba man or a Hausa man or a Fulani man, you don't need to bring the issue of their ethnic nationality into the struggle. So that is just basically why we are gathered, and I will now allow our senior comrade Maxwell Okpara to take over.
To start by, first of all, commending the members of the IJAW nation for how far they have been able to comport themselves. Because IJAW nation, as rightly pointed out, is a strategic nation in this country. And you see, when you begin to use a derogatory remark against them, it can lead to something else. And I can't see the reason why Mr. President should be keeping quiet, because if anything happened to a section of this country, especially Niger Delta, Nigeria will feel it. So we are calling Mr. President to come in, because I expected that by now the FCT minister, former governor of Rivers State, Barrister Nyesom Wike, would have issued a press statement and apologized. Because we are talking about people who are much more than, who are too big to be a grandfather. We are talking about people that have read, people that have seen it all. You can't look at their face and you call them names. How dare you? Because of political fight with somebody feel that is from that axis. You don't do that. So, and why everybody is keeping quiet is not the best for us. Because why some people are keeping quiet is either you are benefiting from him, or you don't want to be killed, or whatever thing. And on our own, we feel that this is high time we come out to talk. Because if some other persons, we have been seeing how demonstration has been going on since Friday, Saturday, even as at yesterday, that demonstration can lead to another thing else. Because they are scattered all over the world. You have IJAW nation in America. When I was there in Paris, I saw them. You have them in Asia, you have them, they can mobilize and say enough is enough. Mr. President, please, we are calling on you to come in. First of all, ask him to apologize. You cannot tell an old man that an old man is wrong, while a young man is right. You cannot say it. So the point we are making is that we are looking at what that may generate. Because we have seen them, they have been making comments, either as a group, either as a person. And if the issue, the president failed to address the issue now, it may lead to something else. And also, that comment also amounts to gross violation of rights. Because the Constitution said that we don't discriminate against anybody. And if your right has been or is likely to be violated, you can seek redress in court. So, and Nyesom Wike being a governor, when you are addressing the press, you choose your words. You are not only a governor, you are a lawyer. You are not only a lawyer, you are a member of body of benchers. You are not only a member of body of benchers. Your wife is occupying the office as a court of appeal judge. So, the combined effect of all this, you are expected to conduct yourself when addressing the press. There is a difference between when a member of National Union of Road Transport Workers who never sees a secondary 4 walls of the secondary